let's get this show on the road. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be discussing some things. Yes, this is going to be a random video, so get prepared because I have a lot to say. But here in this video, I'm going to break down everything, and I'm going to tell everyone why VeggieTales in the city is better than the VeggieTales show. Yeah, that's right. That's right. All you fans of the VeggieTales show, you heard it. You absolutely heard it. That's right. In the city's better. And some of you may be asking why, because, a lot of people like the VeggieTales show, which I find surprising, but their reasoning is because, it portrays Bible stories. Okay, yes, it portrays Bible stories, but is there anything else good about it? No. Everything else about the show is blah, 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 Bob is stupid, blah, 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 blah. There's really nothing to say. In the city, however, despite the writing being so terrible, the show occasionally has its moments. It occasionally has its humor. It occasionally has its good episodes. But however, in the VeggieTales show just has no writing. Well, actually, technically the writing's probably a little better, but it's just so boring because it's just so one-dimensional. It's basically a Muppets ripoff. The whole show's literally just explaining the same lesson over and over again. I think they used the forgiveness lesson in half of the episodes. In the city at least had different episode topics every episode. So that's another reason. And the fact is that in the city at least tries building characters up emotionally, physically, mentally. They built their characters decently in the city. They all had personalities. Bacon Bill had a personality. Larry had a personality, a pretty zany personality. Bob even had a personality. In the VeggieTales show, there's either no personality or very little personality. For example, Bob's personality in the VeggieTales show was, I always think I'm right, but I'm wrong. Which is just dumb. And Larry in the VeggieTales show is just weird. He's he just agrees with whatever. Here's the thing. He'll just disagree with Bob and agree with everyone else on whatever they say. It's just, man, Larry, come on, Larry. You're supposed to be one of the main. Have the main personality trait here. Yet you're just kind of being on the VeggieTales show. In the city, he's all zany, and I'm not saying it's perfect, but at least that makes Larry funny and silly. So I don't know what. I mean, he has a silly moment still in the VeggieTales show, but it's not as relevant. Or his silliness moments last very briefly. He acts way more serious in the new show. Way more serious than he should be. They should just make him more silly. Yes, okay, look, the models are weird in the house and in the city, but the models honestly aren't much better in the VeggieTales show. Yeah, they look more realistic to the OG, but some of the models in the VeggieTales show I think are bad too. Larry looks like a blob of snot. Mr. Lunt looks way too skinny. Yeah, Bob looks okay. Jimmy looks okay. Even Jerry looks a little weird. It's just, not the best modeling, and I think the background characters are modeled terribly. Now, if you think about it, in the city animation, the background animation is great. It's really only the character animations that are a little weird. But again, I don't even mind some of the character animations. Bob's okay, Larry's okay, Bacon Bill's okay, Paw Grape's okay. It's really only Jimmy that I have the biggest problem with his model. So, and Junior. The the background setting animation is great in the city, but in the VeggieTales show, it's just terrible. Like they'll have like the background crowd, like their eyes and like their black eyes, and they look all the same. A very one-dimensional background. I feel like they don't try in the new show. Like yeah, they may try with the plot sometimes, but they don't try with the background scenery. They only have it focused on the main characters. Like yes, the main characters are the most important, but you can't forget you have to add a lot of detail into every little thing as well. You can't forget that. And I feel like they've been kind of lazy with some of the animation in the new show, to be quite honest with you. At least they tried in the city. They tried with the animation, even though some of it turned out They at least tried. They tried. And I feel like a lot of people don't realize it, like, because I feel like people, instead of caring about all the little things, they just notice one thing, and they're immediately like, oh, no. Because, like, I'm not saying In the City's great. It's overall, like, show-wise, it's not that good, but it's better than the VeggieTales show, and it's occasionally has okay to decent episodes. Honestly, in the VeggieTales show has what, 2 good episodes so far? 2, I think. And one of them was based off of Larry Boy. But that was it. Those episodes were based off of sillier things. In the City just was silly almost every episode. You can't deny that. And I feel like a lot of... I'm going to be honest here. I can honestly see the hate in the House and the City because they don't really... They don't seem as Christian. And I get that. But I feel like In the House and the City was designed more for just diverse kids in general. I mean, why else would it be on Netflix? And even then, they still focus on a few Christian themes. Like, they still say, oh, God made you special and loves very much. So they're not completely off of the whole Christian spectrum. They're just making it seem more mainstream, if that makes any sense. Now, I'm not saying mainstream is always good. I mean, yes, I agree. They don't have the Bible stories, but they at least make it. They kind of made it so like every kid would watch it, and I feel like a lot of people they felt, I don't know, betrayed by it because they think that the show is supposed to be about the Bible. In a way, yes, but I don't think it was bad that they experimented. I feel like they experimented a lot with those 2 shows. And some of it worked, some of it didn't. And honestly, I feel like the only reason people pay attention to the VeggieTales show is because they bring back some of the Bible lessons. Which is true. But I feel like the Bible lessons are really the only, good thing about that. But here's the thing. They repeat the lessons. They don't even go to new lessons. They've been repeating a lot of the forgiveness lessons. So not much to go. There's not much to talk about other than, hey, I watched an episode and they talked about forgiveness. Now, I'm saying I don't like here's the point. I'm not saying I like In the City better because they don't teach Bible lessons. I think Bible lessons are very important. I actually like the Bible lessons. VeggieTales and VeggieTales in the House / In the City are different from each other. They just want to go on a more open mainstream thing. I honestly like both versions of the show. I think they both are good in their own ways. I think the real problem is that people compare them too much when in reality... But OG VeggieTales and In the House / In the City are 2 completely different types of shows. On the VeggieTales spectrum, on the Bible spectrum, their show is not You know, a show's not nearly as good as original VeggieTales, but in general, you really can't compare them if you think about it. You really can't. I feel like they're both good in their own ways. That's how I'm gonna say. And here's the thing, I'm not gonna compare the VeggieTales show to the original VeggieTales, because the original VeggieTales was already better. They had humor, they were silly, and they were able to teach Bible lessons as well. The VeggieTales show just focuses on the Bible lessons and doesn't care about all the other little stuff, and that's what bothers me about it. Original VeggieTales did all the little things and all the big things. I mean, I thought the saying here was little things can do big things too, something like that. But VeggieTales show just only focuses on the main thing. A show can't focus on the main thing if it's going to be respectful. I mean, don't get me wrong, a show is only in its first season. It has potential, but if it keeps being the way it is, I don't think it's going to last past season 2, to be honest. But that's just me, personally. Anyways, I think I gave you an idea of why this series is better. But again, this is my opinion. It's okay. I honestly don't mind. It's okay if you like the VeggieTales show more. I'm not going against anyone, but I'm just explaining. I just wanted to try to tell people here that In This House and In This City are not that bad, and if you think that, and I feel like the only reason they think it's bad is because they don't teach the Bible lessons. Like, I feel like you can't think of those series the same ways as, original VeggieTales, because they're totally different series. And I feel like it's hard to compare them to every single thing relating from the original VeggieTales. So I think that's why people hate In This House and In the City, because they don't focus on moral lessons, and not unlike the original VeggieTales. So I honestly think you should at least give In the House a chance. I mean, In the City is not, you don't really have to, but In the House at least give a chance. And, well, even the early In the City, you could give a chance. I mean, yeah, like the last season of In the City was terrible, but the first season, you could give a chance. And I don't think you'll hate it. And if you do, then okay. It's just not your thing. It's just not everyone's thing. Like, more people prefer more serious topical shows. Well, more religious topics in the show. And some people prefer, just more silly fun. I just think In the House and In the City were made just so for like kids of like any religion or whatever could enjoy it, if you think about it. But again, I'm not like I don't want to base anything here, but that's just my opinion. Overall, that's all I have to say. Thank you for watching the video. I did say a lot, but I just wanted to get my point out that, like, it's not the worst thing in the world, and I think the VeggieTales show is incredibly overrated. In the House is underrated, and even some of the In the City episodes are underrated. So, In the City, I think, is better because it focuses on silly fun like the original VeggieTales, and the VeggieTales show doesn't focus on silly fun. It's a completely different thing. I don't think it compares to the original VeggieTales at all. Anyways, that is all I have to say. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. And just remember that God made you special, and He loves you very much.